So today we are in Oxford at the Pavilion and we're celebrating the announcement of Aubrey being the 2019 Children's Champion for Blair Batson Hospital.
The hospital is really good. I love it.
You want to tell the hospital story?
Yeah.
The typical thing we say is a hot mess.
Yeah.
She is full of life, never meets a stranger. She's very unique. She's never had a bad photo session, in her opinion, for sure.
Right there, let's see it. Perfect.
Aubrey is a very sassy, fun, intelligent, bright person that has been making people smile for her whole 14 years. She is an amazing little girl who has made leaps and bounds given her diagnosis of Down syndrome.
We select one kid from the hospital to represent Batson for the year. So throughout the year she will be an ambassador of sorts for the hospital, or she'll go around the state and help promote the hospital, help us raise funds, and just be the spokesman for the hospital for the year.
You're going to have fun this year.
Yes.
And raise a lot of money too.
Yeah, and we raise a lot of money.
She just is full of energy, and we're so excited to have her as our champion.
We're told all the time that she is so outgoing and so high functioning for a kid with Down syndrome. While that is absolutely the truth, we owe a lot of that to Blair Batson, because we feel getting her involved early on with these services that were available to her and the care and dedication that we saw from everyone, we feel that that is a big reason why she is where she is and she is able to communicate like she does.
Right behind me, we got my lemonade stand, what I do for fundraising. They grab a cup and they get me money for fundraising for the kids.
My very first job as an RN was in the Peds ICU at Blair Batson, and I worked there for nearly a year alongside my sister, who was also a nurse at that time, and we took care of some of the sickest and most critical children in the state. It was an honor, and at that point in my life I knew that I'd always want to do pediatrics and help children. Little did I know that I would have a child that would one day benefit from Blair Batson. Didn't think we'd ever have a baseball card, so without boys I didn't think it was in the cards. I have 3 girls. I have Ann Michael, who's 16, I have Aubrey, who is 14, and I have Ava Bradley, who's 6. We had no idea that Aubrey would be born with Down syndrome, but she was. And my first question I remember in the recovery room was, how is her heart? And they said, she doesn't even have a murmur. And I said, well, we can do this. Like, I can handle this. I knew the medical side of it and we could handle it. At 2 weeks old, we started getting therapies, including speech, PT, OT, most of which were at Blair Batson.
We were at Blair Batson at least 3 times a week. We were there for some therapy session or another.
It really was, I have to say, a blessing in disguise. I had been privileged to work with Dr. Mark Reed, who is a pediatric ENT now at Blair Batson, and we took care of most children with Down syndrome in the Jackson area. So I knew a lot of the families already, and it was a great network, a good social support, and a good resource for us.
I want to join with all those who are with you tonight, as well as all the employees and supporters of Children's of Mississippi, and say, Aubrey, congratulations on this very special honor that you've received, being selected as Children's Miracle Network champion. Congratulations. I'm so very proud of you. And I know with your boundless energy and enthusiasm, you, without a doubt, will be the best champion we've had. Aubrey, I love you, and I'm so proud of you.
Dr. Reed, I mean, he's been a first-class guy his entire life. I mean, I'm not telling anyone that's taking their kids to him anything new. However, he's always been over and above gracious with our family and absolutely loves her to death.
Aubrey's not just known in hospital circles, no. She also is pretty well known around Oxford. She was the mayor for a day, and she lets us know that almost every day.
I'm Aubrey, and I'm the mayor of Oxford. I love it, and I am doing really well with it.
When she was the mayor, she took Mayor Tannehill to a meeting, and they did a planning committee, and she wanted to open a makeup venue on the square so she could do makeovers for her YouTube channel.
Go Irish!
She's always wanted to have her own channel or her own show, so we went the YouTube route, decided we could try that out. We've done a few videos where we took a trip to Notre Dame just to check it out, and I took my dad up there, and it was an opportunity to take her and show her something and kind of film some neat stuff. We did Lemonade on the Square for the Ole Miss homecoming game, and that was a big deal. We had the kids come out from Rebelthon and help raise money for Blair Batson that way. We did a couple of other videos, but really it's about her. If she enjoys doing it, I'll learn whatever I need to.
I'm pretty good at recognizing someone has what it takes to be a champion. And when we met 10 years ago, I knew that you had what it takes. So I was not surprised to hear that you're this year's champion for Children's Mississippi. You're going to make a great champion, representing the more than 180,000 children that are patients at Children's of Mississippi. Can't wait to hear about all the great things you do this upcoming year. Congratulations, Aubrey.
It was interesting to see Eli kind of hearkening back to the picture when she was, I don't know, 3, 4 years old or so, and we were there, and he happened to come on a visit, and he just walks in and he picks her up, and we got this great photo, and then the photo's now in his clinic in the hospital, and it's something that we've always kind of cherished. So now living in Oxford, it's kind of come full circle. It was pretty neat to see. I would like to thank everyone here for coming out and supporting my daughter. It's hard to say exactly how proud I am of who she is and how she will not let you down. She will give it 110%.
It's an honor. It's going to be a busy year, but we couldn't be more proud to represent such an amazing, amazing organization.